Use the referral link in the description to g2a.com for all of your Xbox codes, PlayStation codes and video games, and be sure to use the code CHES at checkout to get yourself 3% cash back. Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of the Alphabet Challenge with Barcelona. This time around, we'll be trying to make as many of the signings as you guys suggested as possible to fill the list from A to Z. One thing I didn't mention in the first episode, and I should have done because there was some confusion about it in the comments. Obviously, I mentioned that I'm only allowed 2 players per position in the starting lineup. That maxes out at 22 players, obviously, and there are still 4 letters remaining after that. I'm allowed 1 extra player in goalkeeper, in the defensive positions, in the midfield positions, and in the forward positions from the letters remaining to bulk out the squad, and that will fill the full 26. So I just wanted to clear that up straight away. I forgot to mention it in the first episode and didn't clarify it too well in the comments when replying to people, so I wanted to make sure I mentioned that right at the very beginning here. I have added a number of players to the shortlist, of course, using the letters that were available to us after episode number 1. So what I'll do is I'll throw the comment on screen, a picture of the comment of the person in the comment section that mentioned the specific player that I've got on the shortlist, so that you guys know who it was that put this suggestion forward. A number of the players had multiple suggestions, so if it isn't your specific comment that's up there, I apologise, but I can't throw 50 comments of the same player up there. But thank you for your support on this new series. It was very well received, and hopefully we can run a few of these, and fingers crossed this first one will be successful. But we mentioned, as per the list, let me just bring it up in front of me so I can 100% guarantee that I get the right positions and letters. We need 1 goalkeeper, 1 right back, 1 left back, a centre back, some form of central midfielder, some form of left-sided midfielder, and 2 strikers or centre forwards to fill out the 22. And then I have, whichever letters are remaining, a goalkeeper to get, a defender in any position, midfielder in any position, and a forward in any position. So the letters available to us were E, F, G, H, I, K, N, O, Q, X, Y, and Z. And I have, on the list next to me, those letters filled. We have Andre Anana as the backup goalkeeper to potentially come in. Of course, these deals aren't done yet. I'm going to try and get them done in this episode. We then have Norberto Neto as another goalkeeper. To be fair, Anana is going to be the backup option, and then Neto is going to be the alternative. With right back and the letter K, Joshua Kimmich. Ashley Young is my backup random defender. Then at centre back, we have Lucas Martinez Corta as a backup player. I know nothing about him, and I'm quite intrigued to see if he's any good. We have Jonas Hector at left back to come in as backup to Jordi Alba. We have Granit Xhaka as the option for the letter X. Very few options at X, and it made sense to go with Xhaka on this occasion. In future episodes with future teams, we may have to look a little bit more left field with the letter X. Hakim Ziyech is going to be my backup midfielder in the midfield position. We have Roberto Firmino to go up top as a backup centre forward to Messi. We have Ciro Immobile as a striker. We have a backup forward player being Alejandro Gomez. And then Stefan El Shaarawy is going to be my left-sided midfielder to come in as backup to Felipe Coutinho. Now, there's a lot of talent here and a lot of transfer fees involved here. So, we are still looking to sell on a number of players, as you can see here. Jasper Cillessen, Rafinha, Sergi Samper, Nelson Semedo, as well as a few other youngsters. If I can't get them sold, I will try and use them in swap deals. We currently have 350 million available to us. I'm going to try and get everything done before the first games of the season against Alaves. I'm not overly fussed about the Super Copa, but if I can get everything done before the game against Sevilla, the first leg, then I will try my absolute best to do that. So, I won't show you the dealings of every single deal because that would take 4 hours, but I will go and get as many deals done as I can before being able to, or before raising extra funds from further player sales, and then we'll simulate the season and see how well we can get on. But first things first, I think the first port of call is going to be replacing Vage at right back and bringing in Joshua Kimmich as my first team right back. So that's going to be the first one that I approach to do. It's got a release clause of 59.5, but I shall begin negotiations, try and get him considerably cheaper than that if I can. I don't think Bayern Munich quite understand the idea of a minimum release fee clause. I offered 35. They've countered with a figure that's higher than his minimum release fee. So this is probably going to take some negotiation here to bring them down, but I shall continue to do so. I just thought it was really bizarre. They're countering 63.7, and his minimum release fee was 50 something. So that's very, very peculiar. I thought I'd show you that because you probably would find it as odd as I do. Oh, they say they're going to take some time with 44 million. That's going to be a swift no. Right, moving on to the next one then. See if we get someone else done. Welcome to Transfer Deadline Day. I have been a very busy bee in the transfer window so far. I've brought in all but one successfully signings to the club that you offered. The only one I haven't been able to do is Alejandro Gomez, because by the time I got around to doing G and my backup forward player, he'd already moved to PSG, so he's unavailable. So I'm having to remove him from the shortlist. I've gone out and put a more preferred option and a backup option on the shortlist. Gomez obviously has the same surname as Alejandro, so Mario might perhaps be a good go-to. To be fair, I've got Firmino, Immobile, Suarez, and Messi. I don't really need don't really need Antoine Griezmann. I still have 40 odd million pounds in the transfer budget. I've spent so much money in the transfer window. It's actually silly. So, as per your suggestions and the list, we have brought in Neto, Onana, Ashley Young, Corta. We've also brought in Jonas Hector. We have Granit Xhaka. We have Hakim Ziyech. We have Roberto Firmino. We have Ciro Immobile. We have Stefan El Shaarawy. All of the letters have been filled other than G so far. I do still have a couple of players left on the transfer list, including Jasper Cillessen, who I could try and use in a deal to bring in Antoine Griezmann. I will try and do that for you here now live, and we'll see if we have any success whatsoever. I would imagine not, but we shall try. I've tried to offer players like Cillessen around before, and they've just said they're not interested in that particular position, which is exactly what I'm being told here, unfortunately. So I don't have anyone else other than a kid available in any other position that I could offer them. And they would want Miranda, apparently, but I certainly don't have 147 million nor anywhere near it to bring in Antoine Griezmann. So it's going to be Mario Gomez. It's not going to be Mario Gomez. Okay, I did have someone else on the shortlist that I since removed before starting the highlight. That being the striker Andre Gray at Watford. And actually, thinking about it, was this his first year at Watford? When did he sign for Watford from Burnley? I'm not sure. Earlier than the previous window. That's good. Right, so I'll try and bring Andre Gray. I have no idea what he's valued at, but it doesn't matter what he's valued at. I'm just trying to get the letter G filled in my squad. I'm pretty certain they'll accept 20 million, and indeed they do. Hopefully it'll give me an idea of what he wants wage-wise. I will total up how much money I've spent at the end of the window. I imagine it's quite a sizable amount, to be completely honest. It was a little difficult to bring in a handful of players. The majority came first time, and I didn't have any issues with wages or fees. A couple of players I had, I'm just going to accept because it's the last one we need. A couple of players I had a little bit of issue with. Jonas Hector rejected my contract offer, as did Hakim Ziyech, and a couple of others as well. Joshua Kimmich, I had a bit of trouble with his actual fee, but the side is looking very, very good right now. This is the way that the bench, or the starting 11 looks, sorry, is exactly the same as you would imagine it would be at Barca, other than Joshua Kimmich at right back. So very, very strong and improved. Jonas Hector, Lenglet, Busquets, Ziyech, Elsa, Firmino, and Immobile are on the bench. And then I haven't been able to get rid of Cillessen. A couple of the youngsters I've had bids for, but because they're on high wages, they haven't gone anywhere. So I'm making sure they're not on the bench. And hopefully, when we simulate the full season, they won't get used. But we shall go through deadline day together. We'll see what Mauro Icardi to Real Madrid is just what's popped up as the top deal so far in this window. So that's a key one for not only as a potential option you guys suggested instead of Ciro Immobile, but also Real Madrid are in my league. and obviously will be a threat in the Champions League also. So we'll wait and see what happens elsewhere in the window. But I would imagine Mauro Icardi is going to have a very good season at Real Madrid, and Immobile is going to have his work cut out. To be fair, all four of my strikers are going to have their work cut out to try and beat him to the golden boot. Seems like a relatively quiet window here on deadline day, or quiet deadline day at least. Just over 200 million spent. Am I going to get a bid now? An offer for Tumi. Well, that won't go through in time, but I shall accept it anyway. He's had a couple of others that I've accepted, but they haven't gone through because of wages. But I'll show you the big clubs. Marcus Rashford has gone to Atletico Madrid, as well as Jonathan Tah, Stefan Savic and Felipe Luis leaving. So the other big sides. I've spent 325 million and sold 104.3 million pounds worth of player. Rafinha was used in part of another deal, so I could have raised even more money and spent even more money. And then Real Madrid, what are you? There, 118.3. Grimaldo was another player offered as a suggestion. Grimaldo, Icardi and Saloy in, nobody out. And then we'll have a quick look at Sevilla and Valencia. Zahavi, Roger and Kade in, Escudero, Carricho and Lasso out. Valencia, Chilwell, De Jong and Hoyer Fernandez. And then Lato, Mina, Soler, Neto, to me, and Piccini out of Valencia. And Villarreal have had a busy window as well. I'll show you the biggest moves. Shocked. Tumi's transfer talks broke down. Is it because they run out of time? Yeah. I couldn't agree terms. Fair enough. Right. I shall show you what happened all told in the window for me and what I paid for each player. So my biggest deal was 40 million plus Rafinha for Roberto Firmino, which I think is an absolute steal. Rafinha was valued at about 23 million, so a total of 63 million for Roberto Firmino. Yes. Paid 60 for Immobile, 52 for Kimmich. Sergio Roberto left me for 49.9. Ziyech came in for 38 million plus the minimal Pena, who's worth literally like 400 grand. Neto paid 27.2, Chaka was 24.1, Elshar 21, Andre Gray 20, Semedo went to Napoli for 19.8, Onana came in for 18.5, Denis Suarez left for the same, Jonas Hector paid 12.5 for, 10.3 was Meunier, Quarter was 7.8, Vermaelen went for 4.5, Ashley Young came in for 4, and Ruiz went to Brentford for 1.3. In the whole window, though, there were other massive deals. Of course, Icardi to Real Madrid for 87.3. The next few were involving myself, as you might well expect. Jonathan Tah, 36.5. Timo Horn was a suggestion at goalkeeper as well, 35.2. We saw the Marcos Alonso to Dortmund one at the beginning of the window as well. Julian Brandt to Crystal Palace, 34.4 is what Atleti paid for Marcus Rashford. Gomez went for 34.2 to Paris Saint-Germain before I could get him. Wilfred Zaha was an option for Zed, and I'm sure will be an option for Zed in future versions of this mini-series as well. He went to Napoli for 32.3. Luis Alberto to Real Madrid, Kramaric to Milan, Grimaldo to Real Madrid as we saw, Chervi to Arsenal for 26.1, Daniele Rugani to Chelsea for 26, Abubakar, Savic, Santi Mina to PSG. Some other big ones, Luke Shaw left as well. I'll show you how things have gone so far for us. In competition play, we beat Sevilla by 3-1 and then drew 1-1 in the second leg of the Spanish Super Cup. So we've won one trophy already. And then in the league, we won 3-0 against Alaves and 2-1 against Valladolid. In our Champions League group, we have PSV, Tottenham and Inter Milan. So that is not going to be an easy group. But with things as they are right now, I'm going to take my squad that we've assembled, thanks to your help, our full alphabet squad, and we shall take them to the end of the season. Now, I won't simulate all the way to the end of the season, because if there is a cup final, like the Copa del Rey, or the Champions League to play, or maybe even a title decider in La Liga, then I would like to play those games here in the second and final part of this alphabet challenge. So I'm going to go in advance now to the end, and then hopefully we can finish with more than just the one trophy we've accrued so far. I've advanced to the end of the season. As you can see, we are in the Copa del Rey final against Atletico Madrid. I can also confirm to you that we will also be in the Champions League final against Roma. I will play these games now at the end of the season, to try and win some more trophies. We won La Liga 2 by a single point ahead of Real Madrid after scoring 76 goals and conceding 30. They almost mirrored that, 70 and 36. So the 6 just swapped columns. But they scored a point less than us. So let's have a quick look at player stats. The top goal scorer in La Liga was... that's red cards. Griezmann. Then Willian Jose, then Suarez on 18. I'll do a full season roundup perhaps, or minimal, quick fire season roundup after we've played this game. But we're going to go and play Atletico Madrid now in the final of the Copa del Rey. Unfortunately, Rakitic is injured, so he shall have to be rotated out. But let's see what we can do. Can we win every single trophy available to us in the first ever Alphabet Challenge? That would be pretty incredible. Atletico Madrid starting lineup. Jan Oblak in goal. Looks like they're playing Jose Maria Jimenez at right back with Jonathan Tah, Diego Godin at centre back, Luca Hernandez at left back. And Gelson Martins on the right. Rodri, Saul and Koke is their midfield four. Griezmann and Costa up top. Jimenez is at right back. This is going to be the first time I think I've ever played with Barcelona on FIFA 19. Hopefully I can make it a winning debut. Alba intercepts. Coutinho to Suarez. Coutinho not really the fastest, so I can't look to utilise that on the wing. Was Dembele onside here? Yes, he was. Cross from Ousmane Dembele. Luis Suarez could save by Jan Oblak. It's been all Barcelona so far. I am on ultimate difficulty, so it's not been easy so far. But Atleti are yet to really have a proper chance on goal. Arturo Vidal will get that there to Felipe Coutinho. Get it into Luis Suarez. He can try and beat Oblak again. For the second time, the goalkeeper's right behind it. Just gets short there to Arturo Vidal. It's Luis Suarez. Dominated proceedings so far, but haven't found a way through. Luis Suarez has had all of my best chances, and that continues to be the case. But Jan Oblak remains ever strong in between the sticks for Atleti. If he keeps that up, we might run the risk of getting caught on the counter or just the pressure switching sides. And aside from Madrid catching us with a shock defeat, I would very much like to avoid that happening, but so far I can't get myself in front here. Nicely done by Coutinho, but unfortunately Jose Maria Jimenez is too strong for him. Might make a change sooner rather than later. Messi into Suarez. Rushing through here is Vidal, and across there is Bobby Firmino. He's literally just come off the bench and he's already scored. Roberto Firmino makes it Barca 1, Atletico Madrid 0. I brought him on for Coutinho, moved Dembele to the left, Messi to the right, and brought Firmino on at centre forward. And he has immediately had the desired effect. On in the 65th, scored in the 70th. A 5-minute impact from Roberto Firmino. Try as they might, Atleti, they could not keep me out in the end. We're 1-0 up with 20 to go. This would be the third trophy won this season, if we can see it out to the final whistle. And then we stand a chance of winning a fourth and doing the quadruple with the Champions League. Would literally be no chance for me to respond if they score now. And the keeper hesitated there to Stegen. Koke gets it into Rodri, and his heavy touch will... Oh, he's offside. He's offside, and heavy touch will mean that we are going to win the Spanish Cup this year. The Copa de España, the Copa del Rey, the Spanish League Cup is ours, as well as the Supercopa at the beginning of the season against Sevilla and the La Liga title as well. We shall see if we can go and add to that with the Champions League 2. Treble assured, can we do the quadruple? Roma's starting lineup. Timo Horn in goal. Edin Dzeko leading the line. We've got Cengiz Under on the bench. It's a 4-2-3-1 for them. Kolarov, Manolas, Marcano, Florenzi, De Rossi and Zonzi, Perotti, Mata, Koric and Dzeko. You can't write them off because they've gotten to the Champions League final, but we are certainly heavy favourites here. Firmino has gotten the first team start, basically starting with the formation I ended the Copa del Rey final with Firmino at centre forward, Messi on the right and Dembele on the left, with Coutinho picking up his place on the bench. We'll see if that change sees us get goals earlier on in this game than we had to wait in the domestic cup final. But in the European Cup final, we very nearly conceded immediately. Struck very well by Mata. Ter Stegen actually apparently saved that. I didn't see a touch from him. Mata will take the corner himself. He's whipped in well and Vidal will head away. Well, they've already threatened more than Atleti did in the entirety of the last game here, Roma. But hopefully we'll be able to do some threatening of our own before the first half is out. Alba with a tackle. Busquets in there to Firmino. Dembele around the corner. Here's Luis Suarez. That's got to be a penalty, and it's given as such. Alessandro Florenzi topples Luis Suarez. We have ourselves a spot kick in the 28th minute to take the lead in the Champions League final. Just laid it into him and then cut back the other way. Not too much contact between the legs. But foul given. Messi will step up and have his penalty saved. Timo Horn denies us the chance to go 1-0 up in the Champions League final from the spot. Very rare that Messi would go 2 games in a row without scoring. Oh, but I can't seem to score with him. With the throw. There's Vidal. There's Firmino. Busquets. I don't fancy him from 25 yards, but Messi in the box, I certainly do. I can't seem to turn past anyone with Leo Messi at the minute. Piqué wins that header. Kimmich will get it inside. Round the corner quickly to Arturo Vidal. It's well worked. It's Suarez. It's a good save by Timo Horn. Starting to ramp up now. Although, is it coming too little too late and everything will be reset by the half-time whistle? I'm not sure. Busquets to Arturo Vidal. Back to Sergio Busquets. Messi. Messi. Messi still. Firmino. Firmino again. Timo Horn. Oh, trying hard here. Just can't seem to get myself that goal to go in front. You had to wait till the second half for it in the first game. Or in the first final. And it looks like we're going to have to do the same here as well. 0-0 at half-time. Free kick from Roma. Man that gave away the penalty in the first half to deliver it in, looking for a goal for his team. Shock lead for Roma. That must have come off a Barcelona man because he was so far offside. Surely. I can't quite believe that. Roma 1, Barcelona 0. It's the last thing he's done before leaving the field of play. For all my offensive attempts, I find myself behind here. The quadruple is under threat. Messi with the throw. I'm going to go short there to Bobby Firmino. Here's Joshua Kimmich. Busquets. Felipe Coutinho. Oh, Felipe Coutinho! How many times in real life have we seen him do that? Edge of the box, finessed whip, back of the net. In off the post with 2 minutes to go. The quadruple lives on. 89th minute equaliser from Felipe Coutinho. Stunning. There to Messi. And on the outside is Joshua Kimmich. Inside there is Messi again. Immobile. Ciro Immobile. Oh, can't believe it. I actually can't believe it. Barcelona 2, Roma 1 in the 94th minute. The quadruple doesn't only live on, the quadruple is a thing. It exists. Ciro Immobile off the bench to thump us home as Champions League winners. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. What a way to end the very first Alphabet Challenge with a 94th minute Champions League winning quadruple win from one of the signings that you guys suggested. Unreal. The Copa del Rey was won by a goal from Bobby Firmino. The Champions League was won by a goal from Ciro Immobile. That is exactly the sort of change around we wanted to see in a challenge like this. The new players we brought in, thanks to your suggestions, winning us trophies. We've won everything available to us this season with Barcelona. I don't expect it to go that well in every Alphabet Challenge we do, but to start things off with every single trophy in the bag, This is how I want the Achieve and Leave series to go. Let alone the Alphabet Challenge. Winning absolutely everything we possibly can in a one-season showdown. Lionel Messi, for the 5th time in his career, lifts the Champions League trophy. Unreal. Absolutely incredible. Drop the video a like if you've enjoyed. I think the way the series, or this mini-series one-off with Barcelona has ended deserves a like. Subscribe to make sure you don't miss out on any further alphabet challenges. Let me know in the description or the comment section down below what clubs you want to see me do this with next. The Achieve and Leave series will continue later on in the week. The Career Mode RTG will continue tomorrow as well. But for now, I'll see you next time.